something real.
Amigos on the beat, we'll be falling shit. Amigos on the beat, we'll be
Talking pennies on me.
been 8 minutes. Am I starting? JF? JF is a good one. Let me put JF on that list as well. Oh my god. How do we okay, somebody asked in the Discord, how do I describe power level? Right? So like top level means they could kill everybody else on the list. Right? Bottom of the level means that they die walking around in like society. Right? That's my power scale like bracket, right? And couples count as one unit. So it can't just be like Ian and Anissa, like Ian and Anissa are not separate characters; they're a single character. Uh, yeah, that's my gauge on that. Personally for this stream tonight. We got like a lot of okay, I'll tell you all who's on the list in a second. Hold on, let me fix my shit so I can get on here. By the way, I'm having drop frames. I'm not particularly sure why I'm getting that today. There's no real reason that should be happening. I am not running 40 billion things. Nothing in my setup has changed at all. All right, so before somebody in the chat tries to gamer troubleshoot, I did it all already, okay? So Diesel, Dark Viper, Lolcow, and will you read of so merrily? I don't even know who that is, Fauci. But Dark Viper, I feel Dark Viper counts. Yeah. So I'm still putting together a list. Why is it recording in hybrid MP4 format? You'll need to use... Oh, okay, sure. All right. Hello, chat. Hello. I am back from work. I have just finished the first week of classes. There is 6 more weeks to go. I have walked 4 miles every day. On top of that, gone to the gym twice this week so far in between work, which let me tell you this. Today was really hard to work out. I don't know how teachers do it. Pamper Chew does go on here. That's a good one. Pamper Chew dead. I like how that's the first thing that comes up. All right. Fauci was trying to say his Cimmerillion of tweets. Oh, okay. Fauci is trying to spell Cimmerillion. Bathtub Ross and Ethan Ralph. That is a good one. All right, let me do those. Bathtub Ross. There we go. I haven't finished putting together a list. There's not a good image of Bathtub Ross. It's just bathtubs. Let me do that. Oh boy, I don't know who some of these characters are. I'm not gonna lie. All right, that's gonna my lack or over knowledge of this character. Ethan Ralph needs to be here. Ethan Ralph. LTG for sure. That's gonna severely change who's an S rank. Okay. I think Mama Max is more okay, guys. So disgraced YouTuber is not Lolcow, right? Disgraced YouTuber is not Lolcow. So I would say Mama Max counts as a disgraced YouTuber first. Any Lolcowdom he's achieved is secondary to that. Except Boblax. I feel Boblax meets the threshold, but I don't really know why. It's just kind of like a vibes thing. Grums is a Lolcow, yeah, but I don't think he's not gonna S tier this, in my opinion. Yeah, I put a visual up in a second. I haven't finished putting it together. We're doing the part of the stream where we all sit here and wax philosophical about this. What about Review Tech USA? That's a good one. Review Tech USA is very good. Review Tech USA for sure gets on that list. We're gonna drag that over. Boom. Can we say we don't use Chris Chan because it feels unfair? No, I think Chris Chan's in good company, right? Poppy? I don't think Poppy counts. I don't think Poppy counts. Sorry, T girlies. I don't think Poppy counts, in my opinion. If we're talking about the singer lady who was in like drama with their ex.
Check drama chat boss man.
Let's see. I see Roblox. Are we putting characters in here? Is that what's going on? Not that Poppy. There's a different Poppy. I know of Drakenlord, but I don't know of them. You know? Yeah, I ended up getting like a weird picture. I got a picture of Bathtub Ross. Jared Genesis. Jared Genesis is a classic, dude. Jared Genesis. Oh my god. Jared Genesis is really good. No, Op Block Drama channel. That's pretty crazy that my entire community has just migrated to Fauci's Discord. I know I take notice of that, okay? Does Illuminati count as a lolcow? Nah, I think she counts as a disgraced YouTuber. Can we play a Jared Jelly Jugs video real quick? You guys are saying, the funniest part about all this is that none of this is like, it doesn't. The Thorpes count as a couple. The Thorpes for sure count as a couple. Wow, that's just as bad as a picture I have, but let's see. Does Flamenco count? Medicare covered him on a stream, right? Chris, this is a great stream to send your viewers to. Chris viewers, I need to know right now. I need to know lolcows to add to my tier list. Brian Mullins is on the list. Oh, that's a great one. Okay, Chris is calling me. Oh my god, you're a fucking fish still.
Listen. I need to leave, right? Okay. I'm on a time crunch here.
Yeah.
What lolcows do you have on the list?
I have pirate software.
Show it to me.
Okay. I will show you the list. I'll send you a screenshot because it's
my whole content revolves around these people.
Okay. Here's the current list. We're still adding to it currently, which is why I was polling the community. All right.
Yeah, well, you need an expert, buddy.
I need an expert.
You need an expert. This community doesn't know good lolcows. I'm gonna smack them upside the head, bro. All right, let's see here. You got Nova, Pirate Software, Cyrax, Ethan Ralph, Jared. I don't know Jared.
Jared Genesis, yeah.
Okay, don't know that. Cobra, Boogie, Dark Viper, Chris Chan. Is that Feudy Booty?
Yeah, that's Foodie Beauty, yeah.
Okay, Dark Side Phil, Airsoft Fatty. You got him, Pepper Chew. You got there's definitely somebody missing from this list. You need Synthetic Man on here. You need Andy Pants on here because he put alien CP in his
Do
video
you
game.
realize how much of this like could be filled up with like grifter guys?
Yeah, but that's not a grifter thing. Like Synthetic Man went on like a doomer pill rant about men are gonna die alone and can't have sex because women are too choosy.
That's super cringe.
So like throw him up there. He also called Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, a pedophile. So you should definitely throw Synth Man up there.
All right, he's in. He's in. You
yeah,
said something. Andy Pants, yeah.
Andy Pants put AICP in his video game. Fuck, you need Tammy. Tammy's a good one.
Who the fuck is Tammy?
Hold on. Give me a minute. Let me just pull up Tofia Chu. You don't have Tofia Chu on here.
Oh, Tofia Chu. Okay.
And then what you need? Where the fuck? Oh, yeah. Okay, Tammy Hull. Okay, you need Tammy on here. All right, I'm sending you the video of what she looks like so you can take a screenshot.
Finally, we had like way too many white people on this list.
Yeah, well, Tofia Chu's black, I think. I don't know.
Tammy Hall.
Yeah,
dude, I thought that was like an ugly witch woman in one TikTok. You're telling me she's got lore?
She's got way too much lore. Like she threatens the federal government constantly that grass isn't being removed from a park, and she lives in her car and like abuses her dog. Like she's a crazy person. Who else? What about Schoolboy? Do you have Schoolboy?
Oh no! Wait, is that guy that was covered by all the like spooky YouTubers?
I believe so. It's the guy with the white face everyone talks about. You need Shellbo. You need Fallen
Shellbo.
Chungus.
Oh my god.
You need Shellbo, Fallen Chungus. Who else? Would we classify Cinny as a Lolcow? They kind of just shut up after their drama, so Birdie makes more sense.
Birdie. I feel Birdie is a better one to have.
Linkara, Spoonie 1. Basically anyone from that guy with the glasses.
That guy with the glasses community.
Except for Doug Walker. You leave poor Doug alone.
Whoa. Doug is definitely.
You leave Doug alone.
Oh shit.
You leave Doug alone, okay? Jalen's not on this list. Who else?
They're still alive. That's crazy.
I thought Jalen like killed themselves at this point, but wrong. Keffels isn't on here.
Ooh, yeah.
Fuck. Brianna Wu. Only Use Me Blade. That's another one. There's a lot out there. There's a lot.
I'm gonna be here forever, dude.
You are. You're gonna have to debate the minutia between all of these fucking people.
You said Keffels, Brianna Wu, and then there was one more in that trio that you just named off.
Fuck. Keffels, Brianna Wu. Only Use Me Blade.
Only Use Me Blade.
He's a classic. You can't not have Blade on this list.
Dude, everybody, I keep searching up these guys, and it's like the follow-up search is always dead.
Yeah, you gotta dig hard on those. Fuck. I can't classify Quantum as a Lolcow, really, because he just stopped after he got arrested for domestically abusing his wife.
True. That would shut many people up.
Yeah, he just stopped doing dumb shit after that. Is Anissa on this list?
So I'm counting couples as a single unit. That's
so,
one of my
okay,
rules,
okay.
right?
So
like the Thorpe daughter and Thorpe father count as a single couple.
Okay, single unit. Okay,
Yeah.
Xander Hall, he's kind of like such a niche underground Lolcow.
Yeah, I needed to differentiate between like disgraced YouTuber and like Lolcow.
Actual Lolcow.
Yeah,
like
because some people are just like annoying, and then others are like Lolcows. Keem does count. I need to put Keemstar on here.
The quartering.
The quartering is also gotta go on here for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say you can't not put it on there. Dr. Disrespect. Would
Dr.
you classify?
I feel like
it as a Lolcow?
I feel like his crash outs. It's hard to say. Because he's definitely a pedophile. But does being a pedophile make you a Lolcow? I feel like they're different.
Hold on, it's a condition. It's one for one. It's very rare that a Lolcow isn't a pedophile. It's rare. Okay, it's incredibly rare. Who else? Jack Doherty, nah, he's just an annoying streamer. I wouldn't call him a lolcow. He's not like
Yeah.
crashing out on Twitter every 12 minutes. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing a really big one, and it's gonna annoy the shit out of me. The White Bowser.
White Bowser.
You know anything about him?
I've heard you say the name. That's it.
Okay, I'll give you a quick synopsis. The White Bowser is an overly autistic man that once told a veteran in Smokey's server to kill himself. The server found out that he was running another server called Laughtail that was full of minors, and for rewards, if they finished their homework on time, he would show them hentai. And then he also groped a minor at his job at the movie theater. Oh, on top of that, he also thought a random YouTube comment was a bomb threat. So he went to his movie theater and screamed bomb as loud as possible to get everyone out.
Oh, you know what? It's nice to know somebody tested out the screaming fire in a crowded theater thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Somebody finally did it. Onision's already on the list, chat. He's already there. Shit, who else? Man, you got a lot of fat people on here. Neon's not a lolcow either. I wouldn't argue. I would not say Neon's a lolcow. I would just say he's retarded.
I'd say Sneeko does, though. I feel like Sneeko should
Asterati
count.
celebrates 15
Right,
Johnny
years
Somali and
membership.
Sneeko. I'd
Add
put them on
Anaconda
there.
Sim
Yeah.
and Justin RPG to
I'd
the
put
list.
them on there. Johnny Somali, definitely. It'd be crazy if you didn't have him on there.
The great part about this list is somebody is gonna be annoyed that I didn't put their unique autistic fixation on here.
Yeah, I know. Ethan is online. I would classify Ethan, whatever the fuck they're.
See, they're more like disgraced YouTuber because outside of like being a loser who doubles down, there's like plenty of people like that. I don't know if it's like really that particularly unique.
It's not, other than him constantly fighting with people on his Twitch chat,
Yeah,
and
like
crashing out that Smaggle's like shitting on him.
World of
T-shirts
Shirts is on
already
there,
in
yeah.
there. Yeah, he has to be in there. Fuck. I think my
vegan gains.
Bruh, vegan games.
God.
Fuck, I haven't heard that name.
It's been so long.
Is there anyone?
He's gonna rank
else
pretty
that-
highly if we're talking about a bout of physical competition.
Well, he's gonna beat the ever living shit out of all these people.
A vegan teacher. Oh my gosh.
That is another good one. That's a cow. That's a cow. You can't even argue that's a disgraced YouTuber. They were a cow since day one.
LTG is on there.
Yeah, of course LTG is on there. You can't not have it on there. You already have Darkside Phil, LTG. He's got all the big ones, and then the rest are like smaller, like TikTok lolcows. FouseyTube, you need Fousey on there. Liver King is just mentally ill. He's not like crashing out on people like
he's too like wealthy. You know, he's not in like I don't know.
Why is Keem on the list then?
Oh, true.
Like-
That's a good point.
Put Scarlet Reaper on there too. Put your hyperfixated niche on it.
Well,
Not anyone else's.
he's dead for real this time.
Oh, finally, he's fucking dead for real. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, knock on wood.
All right, I feel Nova's on the list. You got to put Nova in there. He's like the up and coming like biggest lolcow imaginable.
Oh, Nova's on there. I have it's him with the cat ears.
Oh god, the worst photo other than the one with him and the binky. Yandere Dev.
He's on there. He's
Yeah,
definitely
I
on there.
Didn't see it. I think you got a good amount of a sample to work with.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty big list. Jupiter, yeah, we got quite a bit. We got quite a bit. There's more than enough here.
Put Cameron on the list. Put him on the list. Put him on the list. I hate that fucker, man. Put him on the list. Dude, you saw what he was like tweeting at me, and I just said, "Get the fuck out of my replies."
I haven't been on Twitter for like a whole fucking week, dude. I've been like,
yeah, you've been doing
busy.
good. It was like weeks ago, and he like tried to talk to me, and I was just like, "Cam, get the fuck out of my replies."
Dude, he did. It's gonna be that way forever. He's just gonna constantly turn around every now and again and try and be like
my My favorite thing is that he like tried to tweet at Wavy, and Wavy didn't respond, so he deleted the tweet. The funniest shit ever. All right, I think you're good. I think you have a very long, comprehensive list to work
there's a
with.
comprehensive list here, yeah, from many different places.
Multiple different genres in history. You got a lot. All right, I'll let you go.
All right, later, Chris. All right. Oh, Too Mad. Too Mad's got to go on there for real, for real. I don't think Scarlet Reaper is so niche. She's like me and the 10 other guys who found out about him, right? So that's kind of like why I didn't really feel like putting him on the list. But if people are like, you forgot Azothan, my personal beefs with random Glupshitos are not Lolcow like material, you know what I mean? Shadman, yeah, for sure. Shadman for sure. There we go. There we go. And then Rakita. Rakita's one, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't have Rakita. Shadman really isn't a lolcow? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, he is. He definitely counts. Let's see. Especially after the arrest. Alright, there we go. Boom. Yeah, I might have stream lag today. I don't know why. Oh, Shadiversity? Yeah, Shadiversity counts. Speaking of, another Shad. I'm hoping that the lagging stops soon. I unironically don't know why it be like that. Ain't no way that's actually Shad's baby. uh... Oh god. All right, all right. We've got that. We've got quite a comprehensive list of characters here. Okay? This is like the Mortal This is quite okay, by the way, guys, did you know that they're making a Mortal Kombat 2? Like to that Mortal Kombat movie nobody fucking watched? Some of these didn't go on. What the fuck? Why? Okay. Is there any reason they didn't all go on? JPEG.
I just wanted to tell you about the 5 pounds of Rice Krispie treats one of my customers gave me.
I mean, is that really like a bad thing? Like you're describing like a good experience. Minimum of 5 images. Image blah 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 blah. We're also getting a neutron. I'm more interested. I'm more interested in like a neutron movie than like fucking another Mortal Kombat. The guy Carl Urban is playing Johnny Cage, dude. And he's like mad old, and I don't understand what the fucking reason for that is. Let's see. Stream quality, stream health. I'll try and Katamari Damacy. Na 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 na. I feel like that list isn't full, right? Like if I go through the lolcow list I made here, I'm literally making it right now. Okay, I'm literally making it right now. Okay, and it'll be public. I have a tiers list account. So y'all can tell me who you think would win in a fight after stream. I've added Cameron, by the way. He is on there. I think I did put Lyle Convoy on there. Fuck, who? The Tammy lady. Okay, yeah. Image cropping, orientation, landscape? Nah. Nah. Just keep it square. Actually, we'll no crop on that. Okay. Physically, I'm curious what Brian Mullins could do. We're asking the real questions, the right questions. I do see I'm getting dropped frames, but I unironically don't know why. Let me see. No. Okay, well, if it's bad, I'll make sure that this VOD comes out earlier than usual. Andy Ditch is on the list, yeah. So the tiers are gonna be could beat an average person. Could beat an average person. Okay. What should our A rank be? Like village village legend. Let's see. Village legend. What's worse than a village legend? The bridge troll. Okay, bridge troll. Starving child. Okay, and the last one is a corpse walking. A corpse walking. There we go. Let me fix that. A corpse walking. Okay. Remember the parameters of this are combat capabilities. All right. Yeah, I do not know why it's lagging. I'm just gonna like really cross my fingers and hope it fucking stops. I quite literally don't have a choice. So it's a byproduct of where I am currently. And I'm not particularly sure why that's happening. Coughing baby versus camping bomb. This is not a duplicate. Okay, we're gonna create it. All right. Submit. It's apparently making it as we speak. Brian Mullins deals exclusively psychic damage. Why is it not going? Am I dumb? Is there something I'm missing? Lolcow power levels. We got a Sonichu medallion as the thing. Okay. We got no. We'll do a square crop. This is not a duplicate. Okay. It just took a while because it was all fucked up. All right. It just took a while because it was all fucked up. Victorian child. Okay. All right. We're gonna go down the list. Did you know that Mpreg is canon in the Transformers universe, but only once with a single character and never again with no one else? Does that really mean it's canon? Chris Chan is on here. Chris Chan is on here. We will get to Chris Chan. Chris Chan should be on here. Let me check my files. I think they're on here. If they're not on here, I'll make sure that they're on here. I just saw them. I just saw Chris Chan. Chris Chan is not on the list? No, Chris Chan is on the list. Okay. All right. So remember, it's based on who's going to win in a fight. So I feel like we should gauge this on like who is definitely the most powerful person here before I even start going down the list, right? So if we're saying that there's like an all-out battle royale between fighters in this arena, right? I don't think now you guys watching at home might be thinking, "Oh, low tier god or vegan gains is going to win because they're like the buffest and most in shape." Right? But here's the thing. If a Lolcow has a signature style associated with weaponry, then that is going to put them up a notch. Okay. I feel like if your character as a Lolcow uses a firearm, you definitely get to be raised up a few notches. All right. That's my take on it personally. All right. Like it definitely depends, but firearms are definitely slept on for for combat capabilities. All right. You know what? I'm honestly I think I'm going they might move, but for the time being, speaking of firearm users, the Thorpe family I'm going to put into could beat an average person, right? Because Ben and Grace are like a two-person fighting team, right? Because they're a single unit of person, right? They are tied together forever. But Ben Thorpe is 6'5", right? Ben Thorpe is 6'5", and Grace Thorpe is like a solid 7. Okay, so that means that she could use her feminine. She could use her feminine wilds. She could use her feminine wilds on the incels on this list, of which there are many incels on this list, who would be tempted by the succubus and then thrown into the incest love triangle that is Ben Thorpe and Grace. Like, they don't kill you fast, they kill you slow, right? And that's what sets them apart from other fighters in the competition, right? They're not just going to kill you and move on with their lives. They're definitely going to take their time with it. They would go hard as a WWE tag team. That's the thing, right? Like, they would also be good heels. Like, they would be good at what they do, right? And that's why people in the deathmatch should fear them, in my opinion, right? I just like, it's just there. Like, you can just see it. All right. Oh, I didn't do the intro for my editors. Okay, so let me do that right now. Okay. iDubbbz F tier unless drowning in tears counts as a viable attack. I mean, who knows? Who knows? All right. Say hi to YouTube chat. Say hi. Say hi to the edited watchers when they watch this later. Okay.
Damn Diesel, you're just gonna call your ex-girlfriend a 7 like that?
Keemstar confusing me with another brown guy on the internet who pretends to be black is quite astounding. But you know what? I'm glad that it's been a whole year and that's still, you know, there. I don't think I would ever want to sleep with Grace Thorpe. I mean, I wouldn't say no, but like, I also am aware of the consequences of that action, right? So I'm not stupid. Anyway, to those of you watching at home, I am going to be ranking lolcows on a tier list from weakest to strongest. That being who could beat an average person and who would die if you just hit them with a little wind. So we're going to find out who is the most powerful power-scaled lolcow in the lolcow multiverse. Diesel, I hope you never go bald. And that's right. If you want to make sure that I don't go bald, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell like these chatters in the stream. All right, let's get on with this stupid fucking video. All right. Anyway, Brianna Wu. Honestly, okay, Brianna Wu Brianna Wu is like the deep state that QAnon talked about, right? Like if there was a deep state, Brianna Wu would be an agent of its arms. Like Brianna Wu in another world is selling JDAMs to Israeli black ops operators, so that way they could kill innocent Palestinian civilians. Well, she's also selling like paratroopers and fucking weird like Fortnite weapons to the Syrian military under new regime, right? Like she's a player of cards, but she's also like a like more she's more of an arms dealer, right? She's like the Resident Evil 4 weapons guy, okay? She's not like a fighter. She's not really particularly good at that. But for some reason people are like drawn to her in like that weird eclectic way, but only like in a villainous way, you know? It's like she's an evil genie or something. She's an evil she's an evil genie for Benjamin Netanyahu. Anyway, because of that, and because her powers are so social based, I'm gonna put her in Starving Child. I think she would be really easy to kill in hand-to-hand combat, personally. Oh shit. You should do that old Hunger Games simulator website.
You
for
should
sure.
do that old Hunger Games simulator website.
Pirate Software, he's like recently interesting, right? But let's be real, not only is everything he say a lie, Pirate Software is the type of guy to be like, I hold 6 title belts and have killed a man with my bare hands. I actually hacked his brain with my social engineering skills, right? Like Thor is the kind of guy who in a fight would run and hide behind like a large load bearing pillar, right? But he would talk a big game about how he was the one who got the 360 no scope on Brianna Wu, right? And the thing is that he doesn't even really have like Brianna Wu's like dark money wealth. He just has like an ego. Like none of his powers help. All of his social abilities are like ass. And then everything he spec'd into just would never help him in physical fights, right? On top of that, his hacking abilities and his programming seem to be so lacking. I doubt he would even be able to win by like a technological victory like in Civilization. Like he's not launching the nuke coordinates from like DEFCON 5 or whatever. He's going to be sitting in his room just like jorking it, you know, doing nothing with his ferrets. Like it's honestly actually kind of sad, but I would say the Pirate Software is very reasonably a corpse walking. Like Brianna Wu would like rip his eyes out with her bare hands, okay? With her pinball powered hands. Ooh, okay. So we got FouseyTube. I feel like BPD people. I feel like having BPD is more of a debuff than a superpower, okay? A deceit build. Yeah, but like if we're going by Fortnite rules and the storm is closing in, right? The seat builds are really bad. So if Thor wanted to be like a bush camper in no build, he could, but then he would have like gray weapons when he got to like the final 5, you know what I mean? Like he's the kind of guy to just camp out the entire time and not actually be able to fight once the time comes, right? So like he could maybe he's rat enough, maybe he's roach enough to outlast them, but he's not roach enough to win. There's no feasible universe where Pirate Software wins. Anyway, back to FouseyTube. FouseyTube is like, you know, BPD is like 50% chance, 50%, yeah, like a 50% chance for buff debuff, right? So in my opinion, I feel like Fousey is only interesting when he's having a bad day, right? So I feel like his BPD would activate in the ring, and it would debuff him, right? I feel like it would debuff him because he spends so much time. He would be the kind of guy who's like, I'm such a good guy, and then he would give his sword to some asshole like Pirate Software, right? Like FouseyTube is the type of guy who would fall for a scam, right? He's so impulsive in that way where he's just like, oh, somebody's like offering me a free sandwich and it's under like FouseyTube would fall for. Have you ever seen the box that has like a stick holding up on a string, and then there's like a plate in the middle of the box, and it's like a piece of cheese, right? FouseyTube would crawl under the box to get the piece of cheese, and then like somebody else would pull the string, and FouseyTube would be trapped under there, right? Like you'd be very easy to manipulate in that way, and I feel like that's just kind of how his BPD works. Is that he would be very easy to put in one of those situations and maybe socially outdo him. But FouseyTube does have some positives going for him, right? His mental illness is offset by his fabulous wealth, which allows him to have training, right? Training and a good physical fitness, right? Now, he might not be like peak Fousey fitness right now. He's probably like really fat and has like, I don't know, coke bloat and weed bloat and shit. So I'd say, you know, maybe this is like schmedium Fousey, like not peak, but not like the bottom, right? So he could definitely put out some fights. He could put out some punches, and he does have this like affability to him and charm. And I think that might also help him get a little further in the fight. Like maybe he could do team ups, right? He would also be volatile. That's true. But I think we could have a volatile team up and it would carry him far, right? Like he's probably like if he lived in a 16th century, what is he? Is he like Middle Eastern? Where's FouseyTube from? Okay. He would be like he'd be like the village. If it was like the 1200s, he would be like the village kook, right? People would be like, oh, there goes FouseyTube. Ye old FouseyTube going across the bridge. There he is talking about the NFTs. I don't know why they're Swedish now. I don't know. I didn't want to do a Middle Eastern accent. I'm going to put him in Village Legend for now, but he might move down in that tier. For sure. Yeah, he's like a witch doctor. He can fill the role of a witch doctor pretty well. I think he could be a witch doctor. I think he has it in him. I think if anybody have the voodoo, he do. You know what I mean? Lebanese? No, I'm straight. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. I'm really full of those these days, huh? All right, so this isn't Shadman. This is somebody dressed up as Shadman. If you have seen what Shadman looks like because people routinely face dox him, you know that this guy is being sent to like the MS-13 prison camps. Okay. Oh my god. He puts the food insecurity in El Salvador, okay? Like he looks like he's one day away from dying. Like if I ran into a guy with Shadman's build on the street, I would throw $1 at his feet because I would feel bad for his physical health. like Shadman has nothing going for him physically. He's like this little brown neat, right? Like there's nothing there to help him. Let's see. I mean, socially, he's kind of weird and like off-putting too. That's the thing, right? Because if he gets into this fight and he's like, I'm gonna draw you getting fucked, all somebody has to do is like stab him, right? Like none of his skills lead to him being successful in anything. And even worse than that, any social skills that he brings to the table are completely offset by the fact that he drew Keemstar's daughter. He was too small and pathetic for anyone to actually kick his ass. Well, he would have to leave his home to do that, right? So I definitely say he's walking corpse tier, right? He's like one of those guys. He's like an internet tough guy. He's like quintessential internet tough guy. Okay, now here's an interesting one. Nick Rakita, right? Nick Rakita's an interesting one. Mr. Breaking Baldo himself. Okay. So, this is tough, right? So for those of you that don't know, Nick Rakita is a lawyer turned streamer. Which I've never heard more of a fall off. Diesel isn't pulling any punches tonight. I need to be objective, okay? Listen, man, I've spent the last 4 days at work. I'm losing my marbles. My feet hurt. So he left law and became a streamer. I don't think he practices anymore. But everything that Rakita is famous for is drinking a lot. Maybe, probably, in my opinion, doing a lot of cocaine. And bringing a polycule into his life. But not like anything that's sustainable. He was like fucking having his cock sucked on stream and fucking doing CBT. Not cognitive behavioral therapy, because then he wouldn't be on this list. But cock and ball torture. And Rakita's got a lot. And here's why I think Rakita could do well, right? Rakita, aside from having guns, because, he's Republican lawyer Andy, right? Rakita also has durability, right? I think we're underestimating durability in these things, right? So when we think about durability, right? If somebody shoves something up their butt, that adds to their durability score, right? And there's a non-0% chance that Rakita has either keistered something or, flexed his sphincter in his day, right? Not to mention, Rakita famously wore a boldo, which if you don't know what a boldo is, chat. Can I show this on stream? I think I can show the object. Boldo. r/ball stretching. I'm sorry, I gotta click on that. r/ball stretching. Ah! Ah! Why did I click on that? What do you think it is gonna be? Well, okay. Have you? Why did I do that? If that's how a baldo goes on your penis, on your balls, if that's how it works, you know what? I don't think he's a village legend, but I think if you saw, he's definitely like a. I don't. I need to compose myself. Literally the 10-pitch meme in Arrested Development. Oh god, look that up on your own time, guys. It was really fucking bad. All right. You know what? I honestly, let's circle back around to Rakita after that leaves my system. Because I feel like me having just seen what a baldo does in action is kind of clouding my judgment, okay? Don't tell chatters to look. They will. If they do it on their own accord, okay, it's their fault. All right? All right, Synthetic Man. All right, here's another. This guy is definitely a walking corpse. He has 0 social, right? 0 points in his social. I mean, he hasn't had he's a virgin, so he hasn't been fucked in the ass by a Fudanari with blonde hair and blue eyes. He sits at home with his his mother and talks to her about great replacement theory. And he has 0 strength, right? Like he doesn't have anything oddly specific because he is definitely a neo-Nazi. Um, so yeah, he like LARPs as somebody who is tougher than he is, but really the reality is if you ran into him on the street, he would be too shy to say anything. Like he's just like a loser and a drag on society. Like he doesn't even have the deceitful prowess of Thor. He just has like shameful crap, boring garbage, right? It's just there's nothing. He has nothing. Dude, I don't know what is with stream today. It is unironically so bad. We'll see. I might run upstairs to figure out what the fuck people are doing on their computers. It's like eviscerating my bandwidth, dude. It's crazy. The Lolcows are trying to stop you. He would literally cross the street if he met a black dude. Well, I mean, maybe okay. Here's the thing. I think Synthetic Man owns firearms. I don't even think he trains with them. I think he just tests them for mouthfeel, actually, now that I think about it. It's kind of hard. He's definitely got like a mildly chunkier physique than Shadman. Like durability wise, he would die of hunger after Shadman dies of hunger, but he really lacks the ability to I think he doesn't have killer instinct, right? Like Thor could kill. I think Synthetic Man says he could kill, but if Grace Thorpe approached him, he would instantly be charmed by her feminine wilds. Instantly. He would die instantly. That would literally require him to go outside. It's me using my magic fucking wizard powers to transplant him to Fortnite Island, okay? All right. Fallen Chungus is next. I don't know what Fallen Chungus looks like physically. Oh wait, yes I do. I do know. Physically Fallen Chungus has like a body. Like they don't look like they'd collapse instantaneously by existing within reality, right? And they're also crazy. Like they're crazy. Like I don't think we know it, but I think Fallen Chungus has voices in their head. I think Fallen Chungus speaks in tongues. Like in private, you know? I feel like there's a craziness factor to Fallen Chungus that people might be looking the other way for, right? Like there's zero charm and the physicality is not really like there, but I think there's a sheer raw killer inside Fallen Chungus, right? I think if you took away enough of Fallen Chungus's toys, that they would brap their way into combat, you know? Like the craziness is inventiveness when you think about it, right? The craziness is inventiveness. So we could see Fallen Chungus in the ring developing weapons of mass retardation and doing damage at a level not yet seen in the combat before, right? Yeah, like they could do more than you think if we put them in a life and death situation, but simply because there are more capable evil voices that talk inside their head. But their lack of social ability definitely keeps them down in Bridge Troll. Like they'd never win to a FouseyTube. FouseyTube would kill them instantaneously, right? But I feel like their insanity would carry them pretty far. Nova Online. Okay, so Nova is like the Discord degen who's like looking for e-kitten mommies, and he's like doing. We did a stream on Nova a while ago, right? Just in case you don't remember who fucking Nova is. But Nova has also been featured on the news before, which is a weird one. Dude, I really don't know why my stream is bad today. Holy shit. But no. Nova's just gonna get wrecked. No. See, here's the thing. Can I get a French onion soup, please? Here's the thing. Like, Nova, what makes Nova powerful in this, and also his greatest strength and weakness as a fighter in this, is his smell. Okay? Like, if there was a guy on here who was like a champion of Nurgle, it would be Nova. Okay? I mean, there's definitely some other champions of Nurgle on here, but he is definitely the first rot god on this list, right? And I think that stench could kill. Okay? If he could cultivate his French onion soup, he could kill. Okay? Just on sheer raw onion power. All right? But his sociability scores are definitely low. He's not stealthy because he's too round and fat, so he wouldn't fit inside a bush. And he definitely isn't a physical fighter, right? So if Grace Thorpe is a succubus, Nova Online is like a failed incubus. You know what I mean? Like he would try to use his masculine wiles on the ladies, but he would fail wholeheartedly because of his stank. But his stank would kill, which is important, right? Which is very important. And for that, I feel like Nova is definitely a stronger bridge troll than Fallen Chungus, actually. Okay? Nova's an energy vampire. Exactly. I feel like if Nova killed, his stench would only grow. Okay? Wholeheartedly. All right. So Johnny Somali. We all know Johnny Somali. He's like the annoying internet streamer guy, right? You know what? This guy is like Glass Joe. This is the Glass Joe of this fight, okay? He goes down first, right? He goes down first. There's no world where Johnny Somali doesn't instantaneously combust into a billion little pieces, okay? There's a good chance that Korean Special Forces will fly down onto Fortnite Island and destroy Johnny Somali, okay? Like, not only can he not take a punch, he would go down instantly. He has zero sociability. He is ugly. He is probably not smelly, but he does look sweaty, you know? He lost to random people, but random people are the top scale, okay? So the bracket starts below the ground and reaches the ability to beat an average person. Okay, so we're low. We're low. This is a different world. But Johnny Somali is definitely Glass Joe. He's a walking corpse. There's no world where he's not a walking corpse. He dies. He dies instantly. He's killed. He's killed instantly. And in fact, the man who may kill him might be Vegan Gains, you know? He has a negative 100 luck. Johnny Somali definitely has a negative 100 luck for sure. Tagging Johnny calls it a Korean airstrike. All right, Vegan Gains. Probably one of our most physically fit fighters on this list. Sociability, he has anger issues. You know what? This guy was designed. Well, he wouldn't have survived the ye olde days, right? He's like the kind of like violent warrior type who could only exist in a world with food abundance. So if this kind of fight took more than 1 day, 2 days even, he would start to go catabolic and lose his gains. That would be rough for him. I think there's like a side of Vegan Gains we don't see that's like this deep depressive, smaller, skinnier guy who's like insecure about being catabolic in public, you know? And I think as a warrior, as a Lolcow fighter, you know, if he blitzes it and he fights early and fights hard, I think that he could kill and possibly even win. He is of a stature and of a certain level of tenacity that I think he could resist Grace Thorpe and kill Ben Thorpe, right? But it would be a tough call. It'd be a tough call. So right now, I'm going to say that maybe Vegan Gains dethrones the Thorpes at their own game, but that is subject to change. And unless he wins quickly, I think he would fall off fast, right? Like he's a shining, he's a meteor crashing down to the earth. You know, he's going to evaporate fast and go away quicker, but it'll be an interesting time watching him explode. He is the Vegan X from Scott Pilgrim, yeah. All right. Some of you are really hoping for Cyrax to be like could beat an average person. I gotta be honest. I don't know how Cyrax isn't dead yet. There is many a reason why Cyrax should be dead. And, you know, speaking of the Baldo from earlier, Cyrax's penis, I'm surprised, has not fallen off due to, like, fucking trench foot or jungle rot or, like, fucking, I don't know, human leprosy wasting disease, okay? Like he is not only socially inept and weird, he has zero physical fitness, and the kind of weapons that Cyrax would bring to this aren't guns, aren't firearms. Cyrax is like a mall ninja character, okay? He's like a mall ninja. He would bring those ugly swords that they sell at the stores in the mall that smell like incense. Like, he would use nunchucks and wouldn't know how to use them, right? Like, I think his durability, by some cosmic fact, is better than Johnny Somali's. Like, he has some cosmic durability buff, right? In fact, I think his cosmic durability puts him above Synthetic Man and Shad Man, but below Thor, because his inability to clean himself has left him wasting away into nothingness. Let's be honest, the Spartans would leave him to die of exposure as an infant. If the Spartans saw a baby that could have been quite possibly as ugly as Cyrax, they would stab him. They would stab him right there the second he left. I am gonna blow up. Anyway, hold on. I'm gonna text somebody and be like, yo, what the fuck is the problem? Hold on. Diesel, stop. Not only am I not downloading anything, guys, I have nothing on. Okay. I don't know why stream is so bad today. I really don't. It's very frustrating. I'm not happy about that at all. The Baldo Reddit got to me. All right. Let's see. We got Rikita. We got Ral. Okay, let's do Rikita now. Let's do Rikita. I think I've got the Baldo out of my system. Okay, Rikita's got durability. Okay. Rikita's got durability. But the main thing going against Rikita is that once he starts... maybe I got storms in my area. It's been scattered thunderstorms all day. So maybe that's the case. But maybe... Like, Rikita's got durability. But I feel like his habits... You know, his habits... I feel like Rikita's habits are kind of like Vegan Gains, in that it would get to him slowly, or at least within a reasonable amount of time, right? So I would say that Rikita, like, realistically, is not a village legend, but like a bridge troll. Like, his penis is gross, especially in a Baldo. I don't know how anybody wants that, but you know what? He would be able to destroy Nova and Fallen Chungus. So I got to put him above that for sure. All right, Ethan Ralph, the Ralpha male. I think Ralph's virality and ability to outlast his opponents is greatly overstated. Many a person on the internet has a Deadpool for when Ethan Ralph will like die, and there's been more than one scare within the time of Ethan Ralph passing. But he is definitely a dual wielding gun user for sure. Somehow he has like social powers, right, which would make him pretty deadly, I'd say. I feel like his deception is pretty high, and somehow he has like a cosmic durability buff, much like Cyrax. So I honestly feel that Ethan Ralph is a village legend, but under Fuzi. By sheer force of Fuzi being able to like be in better shape than Ethan Ralph. So apparently, okay, this is not a joke, by the way. So the last week, the town I live in has had like telecom issues. I don't live in like a small bumpkin area, by the way, right? But there's been really bad telecom issues. In fact, there was such bad telecom issues that 911 stopped working. So apparently that is why this is bad right now, and why my internet is bad. There's been telecom issues like all week, and I was at work when they were like 911 is not working right now. And I'm like, 911's not working? What? That's insane. I got like an alert, like an Amber Alert on my phone telling me that. But yeah, apparently the entire like county I live in has been like suffering extreme telecommunications issues like the last 2 days. So there's that. But Diesel, Ethan Ralph has been beat up easily several times in public. Yeah. But he didn't have a weapon on him, right? We're talking about a Fortnite scenario where everybody knows that it's like aim to kill, right? Like everybody, like the ground is even. Like Ethan Ralph, like surprise wise, could be effective, right? Well, yeah, 911 should not be relying on the internet. Yeah, but like, how do you think broadband internet works? They use telephone lines. That's how you connect things. Like the big cables. But it's like, yeah, everybody, like the surprise factor on Ethan Ralph is why Fuzi would win, right? That's like a good reason why Fuzi would beat Ralph, because Fuzi would be able to surprise Ralph with his charm, and then Ralph would die. Shadiversity. Okay, Shadiversity pretends to fight with swords. He is out of shape. He thinks AI could do it. That's a main problem with him, okay? What's another issue with Shadiversity? Shadiversity doesn't have stealth because he would use plate armor or something stupid. He's just I think he's overly confident in his fighting abilities. And yes, he has fatigue issues. He has fatigue issues, okay? Like he is just like he's got swords, and I'm sure he has sword training, and I think he could slice down probably Thor. And honestly, he would be socially like he would be socially blunted enough that Brianna Wu wouldn't be able to stop him, and she would also be cut down because she has 0 attack power, right? So Shadiversity is definitely a starving child because he has too many debuffs associated with his physical like fitness. But he could destroy people who are of like the dregs of the dregs. All right, Jared Genesis. Doesn't Jared Genesis do like karate and shit? Hold on, let's look up some video. Let's look up a video, chat. Let's look up a video. Jared Genesis. Why is this video like this? Is this real? Hold on.
What's up, guys? It's the Juggernaut here. That's gonna be.
So, isn't Jared Genesis also like a pedophile or something? He does fake karate, Diesel. Yeah, well, this is his special style, okay? Everybody's got like special moves. This is his. There was a video some guy edited with like 10 views that had like farting noises in it of Jared Genesis.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do this too.
Yeah.
Okay, unironically, I feel like Jared Genesis's fighting style is actually a detriment. Everything else about him aside, this is 100% not a buff. This is a debuff. This is an excruciatingly painful debuff, right? This guy thinks he's good at fighting, okay? Like, this guy thinks he's good at fighting, and that's exactly why he died. I was honestly going to put him in Bridge Troll, but I think after seeing that and then, you know, realizing how much he thinks he's amazing, that he's definitely degraded on the level. For sure. You've sent a video. What is this? I should just not open videos that viewers send me. Ah! He's just yelling with like what is this, like corn or something? What's playing in the background? Also, his haircut is fucking bad. Do you think he's listening to Skillet? Breaking Benjamin. You knew it was Breaking Benjamin too, didn't you? You fucking knew it. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, this guy is definitely... I think, honestly, Brianna Wu would just instantly clear. Alright? Is Mama Max on this list? Because he deserves to be. We made a very clear delineation between, like, it's based on vibes, right? But you have to, like, oh, Futuristic Hub would have been a good one, but he's not on the list. Yeah, he is out of the 2000s with that fucking haircut, dude. All right, Keemstar, killer Keemstar. Keemstar's 5'4", dude. All right, Keem is suffering in the physical department. He might have lost some weight, all right, but he's like a fucking, like, he smokes like a chimney, all right. And then on top of that, while he has guns, I feel like Keem would use his social powers to try and win, right? And I think that part of his ego would slow him down quite a bit, right? Like, I don't think he would get bodied by, like, a Shadiversity. Like, he would instantly clear a Shadiversity in combat, right? He would even be able to socially outwit Brianna Wu. But, I think it's a pretty close toss up between him and Rakita in terms of like combat efficiency. I think Rakita has more durability than him though. But I don't know if that's the Boldo bias talking. So we got to take into effect like the Boldo factor here on whether or not the Boldo would slow it down or like speed it up. But I'm gonna say that, you know what? Honestly, I don't think the Boldo's really gonna. I have to account for Boldo bias. I need to account for Boldo bias. I think Keem would clear on Rakita, but he would be bodied by a Ralph. You know. Is that Linkara I see? Yeah, I don't think Linkara is going to rank very high. All right. Keffels is next. All right, so I think Keffels is actually another social powerhouse. You know, I think Keffels is another social powerhouse. You guys might be saying, but Diesel, we hate Keffels. And I'd be like, I agree, but think about the setting. Think about it. You're deep in the jungle. You haven't seen anyone in days. You're in a combat zone where everybody's out to kill each other. And then this lady from the jungle comes out with her massive rack that she got off of the back of other people's donated money. And you say to yourself, I think I'll take a chance. And then that's how Keffels gets you. Stabs you in your sleep with bathtub HRT. And then you turn into this big pink ball before exploding like a cartoon balloon. And then that's how Keffels kills you. Keffels does fart porn. She'd survive. I don't think fart porn does not... What does fart porn translate into? Is fart porn a durability skill? Because I feel like fart porn is a social skill, right? Like, I feel like fart porn requires a level of social dedication that allows her to use her trans femme wilds on people. Yeah, she can lure Fallen Chungus to be her lackey. Oh my god. You raised such a good point. You raised such a good point. Keffels would be able to get the lessers on this list to do her whims. Yeah, she's a good manipulator. She has durability. She blew through 200k worth of drugs. She'd also get bow blacks. That's true. You know what? I think on her social manipulative skills alone, I honestly think that if this was ancient Greece, Keffels would be the oracle of like fucking Delphi. She's definitely a village legend for sure. Oh man. All right, Boogie 2988. Boogie shoots and he misses. 1. 2, he's like Boogie's only power is being socially manipulative. Other than that, he's like morbidly obese. He's a loser. He's lost all of his money. He can't shoot. He can't fight. And his soon-to-be wife is some Arrested Development 23-year-old who will inherit his debts or whatever, right? He's fighting with like negative aura, right? And negative aura will not carry you far. Also, I feel like for some reason his chiclet teeth would lead to him having like issues in the field, you know? Like I wouldn't want to deploy Boogie on a Lolcow hunting mission, you know? Like I just feel like something would go horribly wrong. Like he's like the kind of guy who would like prove what's that theory where like anything that can go wrong will go wrong or something? He's like a living embodiment of that guy. For sure. So I'm definitely gonna say that he's honestly, I think Shadiversity would kill him. I don't think he would go. Yeah, he's like a Murphy's Law incarnate for sure. And I think Shad would kill him for sure. Dark Viper. I think Dark Viper has social skill. I know his long, rambling, ranting tweets do not indicate social skill at all. But clearly some people like to pay attention to him, which is the problem. He is definitely a social manipulator type like Boogie, but while Boogie is like a failure at being a social manipulator, Dark Viper is much better at it. Is he better than Keffels? No way. Keffels sets a very high bar for social manipulators, and Dark Viper is not that. Dark Viper is a combatant, but he has nothing interesting going on for him than his inability to not get a social cue, right? Like, the only thing Dark Viper could do is misread the room. And honestly, when you misread the room in a life and death situation, that's how you die. Which is why Nick Rakita would kill him. All right, Christine, Chris, Chan, Weston Chandler, the Lolcow, the Pikachu of this competition, if you will, the Sonic of this series. This is not a series. The Sonic of this Sega game. Okay, where would CWC go? That is a great question, chat. I bet you've all been wondering where CWC goes. Okay. Christine, CWC has an issue. They are built like a limp bag of potatoes with 2x4 on like each limb. They are honestly they have plot armor. No. I don't think CWC has plot armor. I don't think they do. There's a lot of things that I think CWC we think has, but allow me to throw a wrench into this analysis. I think Christian is actually magic. I think Christine is actually magic. Okay. How many people have put on the medallion and then something bad happened to them? Okay. I think that CWC is a sorcerer. All right. And I think that magic, if CWC could cast a spell on you, I think CWC could fucking Avada Kedavra you. All right. CWC could like instant transmission your heart out of your chest, and you wouldn't even know it. Okay. Christine definitely has curses for sure. For sure. I think they're definitely a village legend, but you know what? Honestly, I think CWC, if we're going by Batman rules, right? If CWC is given enough time to prep, CWC could. Yeah, I think CWC could stop Ethan Ralph's heart and socially manipulate FouseyTube to his grave. That's what I think. But I think in a sheer force of will, I think a Marshall like Vegan Gains will go after an unbalanced class like CWC for sure. King Cobra. King Cobra. I'm being DM'd. Yeah, I think they destroy. I think they destroy. They do really good. King Cobra is an alchemist for sure. I think he would have potions. You know, I think he's a lot like Brianna Wu in that way. That he's like a salesman of wares. Like he's not fighting to win. He's fighting to like move his goods elsewhere. You know, there's definitely a level of durability to him because how he hasn't gotten botulism and died instantly, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how he does it. He's kind of pickled. Yeah, he's kind of pickled. Honestly, if anybody's immune to poison on this list, it's definitely King Cobra. All right, I don't know what kind of demonic pact he has that allows him to be like impervious to poison damage, but he definitely is. Now the question is whether or not he could beat in combat. I feel like he's a magic user as well here. So I feel like he'd be able to like turn Shadiversity into like a kombucha or something. Not like a mead, because he wouldn't ferment shad that long, you know. I'd definitely say he's on the starving child side though. No, he could definitely beat. He could definitely beat. He couldn't beat Rakita, but he could beat Dark Viper. Like Dark Viper, you'd think he'd be able to based on his like level of fitness, but I feel like Dark Viper doesn't have the willpower. Like King Cobra has the mental to survive. Dark Viper does not. He'll hit you with those chi balls. All right, so we have our first eater on this list, Foodie Beauty. If a boy can be a little bit problematic, is it safe to say that Foodie Beauty would be a suicide bomber? Or is that joke a little distasteful? I gotta make sure I'm not mixing up Foodie Beauty and Amberlynn Reed. Hold on. Sorry, obese fat white women all kind of blend together in my head. Foodie Beauty is currently living in Syria. Oh my god. She is in Syria. I'm sorry. How did she feel about the... hold on, has she put out content recently? Is she still putting out content? You know, honestly, the glimpse of Syria post-war, I'm happy for the Syrians being able to have an end to their civil war. I hope they have a prosperous democratic government. She was live an hour ago.
Guys, now you can live after the fall to go by other travelers.
Oh my god, she's in Syria, dude. Wow.
So we had some
Dude, you know what? The IDF didn't bomb Syria because they were worried about Muslim extremists. The IDF bombed Syria because they were worried about Foodie Beauty.
waiting to do before we could cross over. Here we are, finally in Syria after what felt like a million-hour journey. I'm finally here.
She'll
And just
definitely
like in Lebanon, I was
lose
taken
weight.
aback at how beautiful the landscape in Syria was. Everything. They're also just in like urban areas, like right outside of our apartment pretty much as well. By the way, you might hear fan noise as I'm recording because it's pretty hot here right now. So on the truck bed.
How I need to research what's been going on with her, because this is so interesting. I was on my way to work today and I was like listening to news about this because I'm a weird foreign affairs geopolitics guy, and that is really fucking strange. Oh my god, Foodie Beauty though. You know what? Honestly, I think she's got durability. I also think she has plot armor. Foodie Beauty has a level of plot armor that is kind of transcendental, not gonna lie. I just watched her clip though, so I'm gonna wait to put her on the list, right? And we'll go to Spoonie. God, I don't even remember anything about Spoonie other than that he went crazy. I do not remember anything about Spoonie. Fuck. Why did I let Chris let me put Spoonie on there when I don't know anything about him? This is a 37-minute video on Spoonie from Down to Rabbit Hole. That's crazy. A scam. Let's see these.
Whenever the subject of Noah Antwerp
I like how there's only 2 sections, and it's diagnosed with bipolar, departures from channel awesome.
Insano, a parody of the mad scientist trope who would eventually become an antagonist for Lewis's character. Soon,
I think Spoonie has that dog in him. Oh, I did not put Schmorky on there. Yeah, he's Dr. Insano. That's it. That's all you really need. He's Dr. Insano. He has nothing going on. He's just a fucking cuckoo guy. Let's see. I'm seeing stuff about scams. Let's see. I like how YouTube is like semi-Twitch now, and I just get random glup shittos in my like stream. Rumor has it Spoonie is currently working at Walmart somewhere for the night shift. I feel like he would be like an IRL version of the night guard in Five Nights at Freddy's. That's gonna be my entire basis for Spoonie's placement on this list. Okay, I feel like he's like the night guard at FNAF, right? With his like weird little costume, but it's just a costume. Like Spoonie would think he's a scientist based on his lore, but he isn't. Like he's literally like fallen off. That's pretty bad when I don't know who the Lolcow is. There's very few on here that I don't know. Like maybe 1 or 2. So I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna freeball it and say that Spoonie is definitely like I don't think he would win against Shad in a fight. I feel like he's destitute now, and I feel like Shad's girth would outdo him in combat. All right, Lio Convoy, who has been a frequent fixture in recent weeks amongst Mr. Beckett of Crabs and Falgy. To be honest, Lio's like one of those guys where like, you know, I think he's one of those guys who's like, oh, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I think that's his energy that he brings to this, right? So Lio would have to rely on his social manipulation, right? But the thing is, he wouldn't be able to control these wolves. It's just him. Okay? It's just him in this engagement, right? So if it was just him in this engagement, a starving child, that's a bold claim. That's a bold claim to say starving child. Right? He's girthy, he's got the Thundercat sword, but does he have the killer instinct? No, I don't think he has the killer instinct. Nothing in Lio screams, I could kill people. He's bordering on kind of pathetic for it, and as a result of that, I think Shadiversity would actually kill him. I think he'd be bodied. Actually, I'm beginning to feel like Fallen Chungus. No, Fallen Chungus' crazy factor carries them. No. I'm right. Who is this crazy lady from TikTok? Again, crazy black lady. What's her name? Help me out, chat. Anyway, I let the Foodie Beauty video wear off, so while you guys tell me that black lady's name. Tofia Chu, thank you. Anyway, I'm gonna put Foodie Beauty on the list. I think she's durable and she's got some serious social potential. Not amongst the other people in this combat, but I think she could manipulate the Syrian government into allowing an airstrike or a unit of Syrian fighters in with her. I think she could hide them in her dress. And she would be able to bring them in. Like I think she has more capabilities than you all think, right? But she's not like she doesn't have enough of a rounded like series of powers in order to become a legend. But she has enough that she could be a high ranking placement if she was playing her cards right. She's definitely a social character, but I think that's honestly one of her abilities. One of her killer instincts, if you will. Tofia is a homeless, a hoarder. When her brother died, she had people donate to her GoFundMe for his funeral, and she wasted the money on Grubhub. Honestly, that's kind of based. Oh my god. She has hardcore stands in her chat. Teardrop will send her money while complaining about being broke and saying her husband eats food out of the trash. That's crazy.
He told you not to open the door! Close the door and get out of there!
Dude, she sounds like Hodor.
No! Get out!
Wait, maybe she's kind of got like is she like big? How big is she? Like physically, how scared should we be if we saw her?
There! Close the door! I already
No, I thought it was a whole swimsuit. Wow. But that's okay. I'm not even going to say anything, all right? I'm not even going to.
Via gets jealous. Tofia goes on a jealous rant about Shoddy Bay's Shen collab. Shades her for depending on OF. This sentence makes no sense. This is barely English without being somebody like me. Like, unless you're completely plugged into the internet, like one of those fucking human computers in Dune, okay? There's no fucking way this sentence would make any fucking sense. It's like my eyes roll into the back of my head. The Shien collab with Shoddy Bay is actually what made Tofia Chu crash out that one time. Like, what do you mean a Shoddy Bay collab Shien? What the fuck is that, dude? Like, I just caught up on what fucking iCarly and Big Time Rush is, okay? I haven't even heard about the Dan Schneider stuff, and you're telling me Pookie is the dating app and boyfriend of fucking the girl who slobs on a knob or some shit. God, I can't even remember her name anymore. The Haktua. Damn, I forgot about Haktua. All right, honestly, I feel like this is a kind of like, she's definitely a durability person, right? She's got a lot of durability. Just on her sheer size. I think she's also kind of scary. I think her scare factor alone would carry her far. I don't know why, something about her vibe just screams like I could kill someone. You ever like see someone and you're like, I think you could kill someone? I think she could kill someone. But I think Dark Viper would kill her. No. Dark Viper would die at her hand. What am I saying? King Cobra though would kill her. Linkara. Okay, Linkara is our first walking corpse in a long time. He's definitely got some durability. But Linkara doesn't have a lot going on for him. He thinks he's smart. He thinks he's a genius. I feel like he's one of those anime characters who would go like, hey, I have you in my trap now. And then raise his glasses. But I don't think he has enough going on for him that would be able to save him. Right? Honestly, I think it would be his detriment. Right? Much like Thor is like a guy who goes, hey. Linkara is a guy who does that too. Right? So, honestly, I think it might put him in a walking corpse territory. The question is whether or not Thor is smart enough to outplay Linkara, right? Like, they're two guys who would meet up and then be like, we'll play a chess game to the death. So who plays chess not good, but less bad, right? The least bad chess player walks away from the table, right? And that's how we got to think about this. Like, he'd be killed in physical combat. But As an insult to Thor's intelligence, I personally would say that Linkara would beat Thor. I think Linkara is actually like smart in that like train spotting autistic way, and then Thor is like pretend smart. So I think Linkara would win and kill Thor, but he would easily be killed by Jared Genesis. Not because Jared Genesis can fight, but because Linkara can't. DSP. I feel like some of you would want DSP to be a walking corpse or a starving child. But I think his ability to spend money kind of also makes him like durable. Like he's definitely durable. Right? And also the way he furiously beat his meat that one time famously, it's almost like I feel like he beats it in a way that like is kind of like damaging to his body. So I feel like he's building up like an internal callus inside his soul that might actually deflect bullets in the long term. But this is all predicated on the fact that we assume that DSP is jerking off at least once to twice a day and also spending his money frequently. He just cried that he has a bad back. That's true. You bring up a very good point. DSP is like one of these guys who would like, he would like, in this death match, he would ask the ref to be like, please check out if that's okay that the other guy can have that, right? He would constantly say the game's rigged. And honestly, that might actually bring him down. You know what? I think honestly, he might be able to, you know what? No. I think Shadiversity clears. Shadiversity clears. He doesn't have the mental. DSP doesn't have the mental to survive. And I think that's why he would die early. All right. So fucking Andy Pants Gaming, dude. Andy Pants Gaming is, so I feel like in real life, Andy Pants Gaming is the guy who, like, I feel like he dresses like a mid 2010s hipster. Like, I feel like he's like the evil version of Bazinga guy Sheldon. Like, he's an evil Sheldon who hates Jews and gays. So, literally reverse Sheldon. Right? And I think with that on Andy Pants, like, he doesn't really have anything. Like, he's a graphic designer by trade. And I honestly, like, he's in the wrong field because, like, I feel like you'd want to be more present with your, like, child who's got, like, omega giga cancer or something, right? So I feel like he just doesn't even have the killer instinct. It's a lot like Synthetic Man. Like, these guys who talk about how the Jews rule the world and stuff like that, I feel like maybe, like, 1 out of 100 of them are capable of actually killing. But most of the guys with the YouTube channels can't actually kill. Like, if I put Ben Shapiro's sister in front of Andy Pants Gaming with her Khazar milkers, I think he would fall flat. I think he would instantly start going Levita Hava, Levita Hava. I think Andy Pants Gaming would be easily clipped by any of the female contestants in this roster for sure. So Andy Pants, honestly, I think he's probably below Brianna Wu. He's definitely a starving child. He has no physicality to him whatsoever. Speaking of Wu likes, Grums. Grums is also definitely a social profiteer like Brianna Wu, but he's infinitely less successful at it. In fact, the thing is, Grums is so bad at following through that I don't even think he'd show up. I think if I could instant transmission a bunch of people to Fortnite Island, he wouldn't even be there. He'd find a way to not be there. Shadiversity is the boss battle for corpses and starving children. If you can beat him, then you can survive in the sun. And I don't see any Pants beating him. Grums is also old. He's almost 60. Well, we definitely got some olds a little further up the list. Like, I don't think Ralph is a spring chicken, neither is Ben Thorpe or Keemstar. But Grums is so bad at follow through. He's definitely getting bodied in a social game. Honestly, maybe by Andy Pants. I feel like Andy Pants' youth is what's gonna save him and allow him to physically crush Grumps. But other than that, I don't think either of them are beating Wu. Like, Wu's gonna be the filter there. All right. So Jupiter the hybrid. As we all know, Jupiter is also a pedo, but also is smelly and gross and weird. I think Jupiter is honestly so dysfunctional as a human being that they'd never be able to beat like another like troll human like King Cobra. Like, that's never gonna happen. They might not even beat Fallen Chungus. I think Jupiter the hybrid though has the killer instinct to kill Shadiversity though. Okay. And here's my reasoning. All right. Jupiter turns into like a werewolf. And maybe that translates into some like weird freak strength, right? Like maybe that freak strength carries them, right? But it doesn't carry them again like across Nova. Like Nova probably would like catboy Jupiter and suplex them into the ground, right? Like it would become like a fat person fighting match, like a mud wrestling, right? But at the end of the day, I think Nova's walking away from that. Nova's walking away with all the kittens, all the e-girls. Oh boy, Daniel Larson. Boy, the thing is Daniel Larson, just on sheer physicality, and also by the fact that he's been caught by the police, kind of puts him in a position of like, he's honestly, I don't know who would win in a fight, but Daniel Larson and Cyrax are kind of like two halves of the same fucked up coin, right? He has the power of psychosis. Yeah, but would that psychosis carry you across the middlingly room temperature IQ of Thor? Would it carry you across that threshold? I don't think so. I don't think any power of psychosis. Daniel Larson can't control his psychosis and generate it into force of will. He can't do that. I don't think he can. And that's why I think Thor would body him. I don't think Thor would be successful. I think this is very much like a Fousey tube is being caught under the box with the cheese thing. And I feel like Daniel Larson is in that position, right? Where he would be caught. But the question is, would he beat Cyrax? Honestly, I'm thinking Cyrax has more durability. Like, I think if it was a stab off and Daniel Larson was stabbing Cyrax, Cyrax's poison blood would kill Daniel Larson first. Okay. I vote Larson because he's not afraid to hit someone. That's true. But I don't know. It's like a question of violence versus durability. Right? Cyrax would be too much of a wimp. That's true. Daniel Larson will swing. He will swing. Does that pass it? You know what? Honestly, I'm starting to warm up to the idea. I think he would beat Woo. Would he beat Boogie? I think he would. But I don't think he'd beat Spoonie. I think Spoonie's Walmart credentials would be able to meet Daniel Larson's Walmart customer behavior. You know? Like, combat-wise, for sure. So I don't know who Bathtub Ross is, so we got to do a little like, vibe check. Bathtub Ross. Wow, this is old.
In the annals of the internet, many interesting characters have
Dude, Gamer from Mars is really built like he's built like he looks like Mr. Gap. He looks like John Old Navy. He looks like Mr. JC Penney. None of these things are insults, by the way. I think he's in great shape. He also seems like a nice guy. I haven't met him before, but Would love to get the opportunity to. He seems cool. But I'm sorry, it's just what he's wearing.
Stole in the spotlight at one time or another. Some
There's a
stick around
There's a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor in this.
long enough to become part of the online cultural lexicon, while others have their 15 minutes of fame and then fade into obscurity. One such figure who seemingly slipped through the cracks of cyberspace is none other than Jonathan Ross. Not the British talk show host, but the American amateur streamer and YouTuber who rose to prominence in 2017 after his chance encounter with commentary personality Mr. Medicare, which resulted in this clip.
Yeah, but you could say I'm a pedophile all you want, but I'm not a pedophile.
Like, how the f is looking that shit up not messed up?
Dude, looking up kids in the bathtub isn't fucking pedophilia. The only reason why it's pedophilia if you jerk off to it. I didn't even jerk off to it at all.
You literally say you have feelings for children and that you need help.
Just to warn you, we're going to wade through some truly vile degeneracy. This
Put it that way.
one
What?
key feature of the DSP community are the Sons of Kojima, a group of dedicated
This is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. I get paid money to talk about this dumb bullshit. You're gonna be fucking kidding me. Hey, don't stop paying me money though. I love that money. But do I really?
detractors. They would often upload live commentaries over his content, which would often get more views than the original uploads. In 2016, Ross wanted to join the Sons of Kojima, but was refused entry, so he uploaded some rant videos complaining about the group. This would lead to a live debate between Ross and trolls, which got 10,000 views on YouTube. This skirmish brought Ross his first taste of internet attention, and unfortunately, it wasn't positive. A thread about him was created on Kiwi Farms, and users began to dig through Ross's online history, discovering such oddities like a rap song he uploaded to SoundCloud.
I have a new dance move called the Ginger Boy. All you have to do is go ahead and basically just go and snap a ginger's head from left to right.
Ross began to feud even more with these trolls, getting into long arguments on Twitter and Discord. Like all other internet antagonists, their main goal was to get Ross to freak out, but I doubt they realized the kind of person they were getting involved with.
That video's gonna be fucking flagged no matter fucking what. Fuck you.
You've probably seen the meme, but Ross actually did this in real life quite often, and it only served to attract more.
You know what? I think a lesser commentator might say that this guy has killer instinct. But I am not a lesser commentator. I am fair. I am fair and I am true in my judgments. Okay? And the thing is that this guy's got the freakiness to him, right? But I don't think he could kill. None of that says nah. That's a man who dies easy. I think he has low durability, low mental. I think his social's pretty bad because he just says that, right? I feel like he'd get filtered. He'd get filtered by the great Shadiversity filter. And also, he's been in jail. I almost said he's been taken to Arkham. God. All right. This one's mine. This is mine. This is Yandere Dev. Honestly, personally, from my experiences with Yandere Dev, I think he's a good social manipulator for sure. I think he's a very good social player. I don't like everybody be like, how, Diesel? I think he is. I think he is. Diddlers do not seem particularly durable. I think Yandere Dev is the durable. He's the durable diddler. Like, if he had a wrestling name, it would be Durable Diddler. Okay? I think he would be able to socially manipulate a kill out of Shadiversity. But the question is he going to beat these heavyweights in the bridge troll category? Right? I don't think so. Honestly, I think the only one he's going to clear here is Fallen Chungus. Right? And my reasoning is that I don't think he has the sheer tenacity and force of will. Honestly, I think Dark Viper needs to go down. Dark Viper would be killed by Fallen Chungus. Source, trust me. Yeah, but I think Tofiachu might kill Yandere Dev. Yeah, he's like 6 foot huge, but he's also like built like a sack of potatoes. Okay? So he doesn't really have it. I think he would lose to the sheer power levels of King Cobra and Baldo Rakita, right? Not even to say the social manipulability of Keemstar. Keemstar has made Yandere Dev crash out before. It could happen again, and it will kill Yandere Dev for sure. So Onision, as far as I know, is the only guy on this list with any actual quote-unquote military service or military experience. It was the Air Force. He didn't really do much, right? He didn't make it through training or whatever the fuck. But he definitely knows what a gun is, for sure. And he knows how to shoot one in a straight direction, right? And also, if I think he would kill, and I think he would enjoy doing it. I think he would enjoy murder. I think, honestly, he might have the best time of his entire life doing this. I think he might. I think just on sheer mental tenacity, I honestly think that he has like aura survival. Like he has aura of survival. That carries him very far. Like he's not like in awful shape. He could definitely, honestly, I think he's like a scary village legend, right? The question is, would he be able to kill Keffels? And I say no. I think Keffels would be able to use her feminine wilds on Onision, and Onision would fall hook, line, and sinker. I just think he would. It's something about his particular proclivities that would drive him to Keffels. He doesn't need to be likable. He just needs to be able to kill, and I think he has the sheer kill factor that a lot of these guys lack. Didn't you challenge Onision to a boxing match? Yeah, that's when I was younger and wanted to do that. I still want to, but I'm nearly like 30, so I don't think it's happening. And I'm fine that it's not happening, I guess. Also, he's irrelevant and I'm irrelevant, so, you know, womp. Airsoft Fatty. This is kind of like, man, I was recently watching Airsoft Fatty on the old seasons of Fish Tank. Yeah, but also he's old. Yeah, but so is Ralph. Oh, in a physical match of boxing? Yeah, true. The question, Airsoft Fatty is definitely another social manipulator type. He has no physicality, and all signs point to his inability to like survive a long time. Oh, he's also diabetic. He's like uber like giga diabetic, right? He's like so diabetic that like it's a problem, right? Like he could eat a man, but I think it would kill him soon after, you know? He just wouldn't be able to survive without his insulin, right? So maybe I honestly think he could does he pass the Shadiversity filter? That is the question. You know what? I think Shadiversity has been dethroned. He is no longer the biggest starving child on campus. Okay? Airsoft Fatty, despite not ever starving a day in his life, is not the starving child. Okay. Andy Ditch. Andrew Ditch. Now, Mr. Ditch, in my opinion, right, is a walking corpse. Now, here's why, right? Andy Ditch wants people to think he's a loser. So I think he would play the loser in this. Yeah, I'm power scaling all the fucking lolcows on a tier list of who'd be able to kill anybody else. Right? So I think Andy Ditch is the kind of guy who would get himself killed early on and removed from the fight early. The question, you know what? Honestly, I think Synthetic Man would be able to kill Andy Ditch for sure. Like, that's honestly pretty easy, you know? Where am I getting pinged? Oh, dude, Wordle keeps pinging me in Discord when I do Wordle, dude. It's really fucking annoying, right? So Andy Ditch is like one of those guys, he'd die early and he'd die quickly, but it's almost like he'd want that because he's like, oh, I'm going to be remembered because I'm dying early. Like, he only has size on his side, yeah, but, you know, we've talked about it a lot. Size isn't always going to, like, you know, it's not going to save you. I'm going to steal this concept later. Dude, it was too funny not to take it from my audience, dude. Right? Like, it wasn't gonna clear. Ash Trevino. This is another one where I think it's kind of like, I feel like we want to say that a walking corpse, like somebody who's gonna die instantly in this death battle, is like a skinny motherfucker with no survival skills. But Ash Trevino is like, oh, a wannabe social manipulator, but she'd fail instantaneously, right? Like, I don't think she'd be able to do it. She doesn't have a killer instinct. She's a chicken shit. She'd run away in a fight, right? Like, she's easy pickings. Like, she's real easy pickings. Like, for sure, honestly, I think the only person she'd be able to beat here, like, she'd be able to clear Andy Dish, Shadman, and Somali, but I think Synthetic Man would be able to kill her, and I think he'd feel okay about it because she's Mexican. All right. Low tier god. So I think people want to say LTG is like absolute unit, like a true fighter, you know? Is that vegan gains at the top? Yes. Right? Like, he has experience being a domestic abuser. He's in decently good shape. His social game isn't bad. Like, he's a manipulator. You know what? Honestly, now that I think about it, there's no way low tier god isn't top tier, right? Like, he's not only just like a killer. I think he would make it interesting, right? If this was a live streamed death battle of Lolcows, I think he would be a fan favorite. There's no way he wouldn't be a fan favorite, right? No, fuck. Okay, save the list. Save the list. We're good. I was gonna have like a fucking shit festival if that didn't work. Where is he? Where did he go? Why is he gone? Am I crazy? Did he vanish, guys? Like, who is sponsoring the match? Fansly. LTG won the list. Dude, he's not even on the fucking list anymore. He vanished. Hold on. We'll add LTG back to the list. Because apparently he, like, vanished into the ether or something. Okay. Honestly, yeah. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between him and Vegan Gains. You know? I think low tier god being an omnivore would let... Oh, low tier god is on there twice. I'm crazy. All right. Whoopsie. Like he's an omnivore where Vegan Gains isn't. Like, Vegan Gains is at a statistical disadvantage. You know? All right. So we did Foodie Beauty. Now it's for Amberlyn Reed. I think Amberlyn Reed honestly doesn't have the it factor that Foodie Beauty has. Right? Like, she doesn't have the Syria clout, right? She has no clout in Syria. She's just fat and broke. You know? Like, the most she has going for her is like a lot of durability. And that's just because she's obese. You know, so it's like, does that carry you far? Does that do anything? And honestly, I think despite being morbidly obese, she's definitely starving child tier, and I think she would just lose in a battle of stamina against Shadiversity. Like, Shadiversity's got Like he could do he's wearing a lot of armor and he's a fat guy, but he could do the Dark Souls fat roll around her, okay? Like he like he's fighting like the fucking Godskin apostles in Elden Ring. All right, so this is like a normie one, but the 600-pound life, the twin sisters, Tammy and what's her face. And I mean, these are the quintessential fat people, right? Like they are the OGs. She can lose the fight, but not the weight. That's another part, right? Tammy and Amy. Thank you. Tammy and Amy. I only remember Tammy. Right? So this is like a tag team couple again, right? But I think it's kind of like, does a Tammy and Amy equal one Amberlynn Reed? Or is Amberlynn Reed one half of a Tammy and Amy, you know? So that's really the question here. And honestly, it's kind of hard to say, right? Like they don't have any skills. They sit at home all day. Their social game is actually pretty strong though, because they had a reality TV show, you know? So that's actually a pretty good power scaling there, right? Because that allows them to be able to do more. Like they have more resources at their disposal, right? That changes things. That changes things. Because Airsoft Fatty is like perpetually poor. Honestly, I think they're just bridge troll on sheer social prowess. Honestly, but Dark Viper would tweet at them until they died. And that would definitely stop them there for sure. All right. Another late great, Too Mad. So Too Mad died, which is a definite debuff. All right, the question is for this Lolcow death match, do they get raised back from the grave to fight one last time? or does it just drop his fucking corpse on the floor? Does it just drop him dead on the floor, nothing going on? You know what? Honestly, like Too Mad is a big gun guy, was a big gun guy. Sorry, he's dead. He's not dead in my heart, right? Gotta make it fair, have him be a zombie. Well, you know what? I'd say his durability is pretty low because he died doing horse tranquilizers and playing Overwatch 2. He's like Frieza, an attorney of power. You guys are actually kind of selling me on Too Mad's position here. I think he's got killer instinct for sure. He's got social prowess in like a weird, like skibbity riz kind of way, right? And he definitely has used guns before. Like there's no way Too Mad showing up to the fucking Lolcow death battle without firearms. Like 0% chance of that. Like he's a killer. Like I think if you give this guy enough horse tranquilizer, he'll fight for you like fucking Gawain, okay? He'd be a knight of the round table. I think his lack of durability though would definitely stop him. So he's a bridge troll for sure. Right? Honestly, no. He's a village legend. But I think Onision would kill him. I think Onision would be like, actually, nah. Too Mad would be killed by Christian. Christian would be like magically powerful, right? So Too Mad would die of the CWC like spells. All right, so next we got Nikocado. Dude, I feel like this is the most talking I've done on a stream in a really long time. After doing like a whole 8-hour day of like talking is insane. Okay, so Nikocado, fucking Nikocato's an interesting one, right? Because I feel like he's actually a really good social manipulator. He's honestly probably one of the best social manipulators on the list. But the question is, what's Nikocato's special ability? I feel like his special ability is like the JoJo stand that like cuts out 5 seconds of time. Right? Like he's always 2 steps ahead, okay? He's always 2 steps ahead. You know what? Honestly, I think he's durable. I feel like he could like transform or something. Like he could turn from skinny to fat like instantly. I think he could beat an average person. I don't think he's beating the Thorpes. But I think he would win because he's always 2 steps ahead. You know? Review Tech USA. This guy is kind of like, I feel like Review Tech USA is kind of like a gray mashed potato of a Lolcow, you know? Like he's just like a dork loser, right? Who's like fat and constantly talking about his nipples and shit. Right? I remember when Review Tech USA used to just fucking review things and like make videos and not be like a nutbag. It's honestly, it's just like he doesn't really seem to have any. Honestly, it kind of seems like Review Tech USA doesn't have a will to live. You know, I feel like he would just kind of lay down and die. You know? But the question, honestly, there's no way Review Tech USA beats Linkara in a Battle of the Minds. And because of that, he's definitely a corpse walking, for sure. RTU ran from a fight with the quartering, so what does that say? That's crazy. That's actually fucking insane. All right, Lily Orchard, who is like ACC villain #1 right now, right? Fucking Lily Orchard raped her sister. Why isn't Tipster on this list? To be honest, I forgot to put him on here. If I'm being frank. My name's not Frank, it's Diesel. How many times are we gonna do that? Yeah, I feel like Lily Orchard's got nothing going for her, really, other than that she's a groomer.
Review Tech USA is the Tommy C of video games.
That's crazy. Like Lily Orchard's really got nothing, like no, like if this entire roster was children, Lily Orchard would do so much better. But without that, you know, it's like she's really not got that many powers, you know? She's not really got anything. Her powers uniting entire communities against her. But that's a debuff. That's a debuff when you think about it, right? Because if she gets other people to team up on her, that's just going to put her in the crosshairs, you know? I don't even think she makes it out of a corpse walking. I think Ash Trevino would kill her, actually. I think Ash Trevino would kill her. That's crazy. Yeah, Ash Trevino would kill her for sure. I have Jupiter to hybrid on here twice. That was my bad. Yeah, I thought about putting Brian on the list, but then I was like running out of time, and so then I didn't. All right, now we got Just a Robot. Another one of my my passions in life is Jar. Honestly, Jar is like a middlingly mediocre social manipulator. There's no universe where Jar should have been successful except for ours. I viewed all the other multiverses, and he's only successful in this one. It's actually kind of sad. It's the opposite of a constant. It's a consistent abnormality within the multiverse. So, you know, if we're taking that into consideration here, Jar is just not, he doesn't really have anything going on. His physical ability is low. He's constantly taking uppers. He just has a really hard time doing things. He honestly, the only thing he's got going for him is social manipulation. But the question is whether or not he could socially manipulate Brianna Wu into her dying, right? And I think Brianna Wu has seen enough weird fart porn men in her life to be able to stop Jar. But he is definitely a starving child. All right, Ian and Anissa. And remember, I count couples as a single unit. Ian and Anissa are just like... I feel like when you're a whiny crybaby, it's like almost like a debuff by like socials, like your social like powers, right? Wings is on this, yeah. Right? So I feel like Ian is one of those guys who like maybe a while ago you're like, okay, you could be on the middle of this tier list, right? But now it's almost like he's moved down, right? Because of that crying, because of that inability to stick through the fight, because of that glass jaw. Like, is his jaw as glass as Johnny Somali's? No, absolutely not, right? But he's by no means the Mike Tyson's punch out of this, okay? Like, I don't... Anissa is Grace and her dad, but Ian couldn't kill anybody. That's true. That's true. It honestly, it's a tough call, but I don't think they passed Shadiversity. I honestly think they're in Starving Child, right? Because it's that they're that much of incapable. That would work, but I think it would work on everybody but Shad, right? I don't think Anissa could sleep their way nearer the top of the list because Shad is so, well, he is Mormon, so I guess there's that, but he's not that kind of Mormon, right? That would stop him. All right, the main factor here with World of Shirts is his alcoholism. Okay, we gotta bring alcoholism into this tier list and determine whether or not someone can survive either withdrawals or being like so drunk you become like a fucking like fucking what's like not he's like an infused drink. I'm drawing a blank on the word. Okay, he's like an infused drink. He's sober now. For how long? Yeah, he's a violent drunk though. Yeah, but okay, all right. So we need to ask a very serious question because the quartering's coming up. If we're talking about if we're comparing this to like the Fortnite Island, do we have alcohol on the island as a chug jug? Okay, that's a real question. That's a real question. If there is alcohol on the island as a chug jug, perhaps he does better. Perhaps he does better. But if he has to go sober and he has to deal with that, he might not win. He got Baker acted. You know what? I'm going to say that we allow alcohol on this fictional Fortnite island. And because he becomes a violent drunk, I honestly, I think his inebriation skills put him in Bridge Troll, personally. All right. But the question is, can he out inebriate King Cobra and Ricada? I think not. I think you know, King Cobra's on like a cosmic level of liquor loving, and Rikita is like the fucking dark horse of narcotics in this fight. So I think that's will the island have a flight list? Honestly, I was saying they were gonna be instant transmission, but I guess they're all taking the they all take the Lolita Express to fucking Fortnite Island for the Lolcow fights. All right, Birdie. Birdie being on here is another ACC mainstay. And honestly, Birdie, like some of you had asked for Birdie to be on here. Birdie is not lasting, dude. Birdie is not lasting. They're like young and they have no skills and they have no survivability instinct. They're socially anxious and weird. They're like the kind of person who wouldn't order McDonald's nugs, okay? Talking to the person. They just got nothing. They just got nothing to save them, man. They're not even like a good social manipulator, you know? They're just like a loser. The Lolita battle bus. The Lolita battle bus. Oh, we're so fucked. Definite walking corpse territory. Honestly, I think the only people that Birdie is killing is Andy Ditch, Shadman, and Johnny Somali. Birdie couldn't go like 2 days without internet. They're going to kill themselves. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You bring up a really good point. Honestly, maybe Andy ends up killing Birdie because Birdie just kills themselves. So I think maybe, yeah, I think they're near the bottom for sure. All right, the quartering. So we've argued that drunkenness is allowed to enter the combat drunk. I can't speak. It's been a really long fucking day. I'm like overtired. All right, the quartering. Now, if drunk, the quartering is debuffed, right? If drunk, the quartering is debuffed. And I think the quartering would not resist, okay? So I think that the quartering would probably crash out pretty early. Honestly, he's probably in starving child tier, if I'm being honest, right? Now, I think he is more durable than an Andy Pants in a jar, right? But Daniel Larson would kick the shit out of the quartering. 100%. There's no world in which the quartering wins a fight against Daniel Larson and lives to tell the tale. All right? Daniel Larson would rip the face off of the quartering. Like, he doesn't have that killer instinct. And guns or no guns, the quartering just doesn't have it. He lacks the it factor that we want to see in our top fighters, okay? All right. Pamper Chew is next. Pamper Chew. Pamper Chew is also one that has like nothing. Oh, but Pamper Chew's gross. Pamper Chew's gross, and we've already established that grossness and nastiness puts you a little higher on the list. Like if you're so disgusting that you can fling diapers at people, that's definitely a buff. All right, there's a buff associated with diaper flinging, right? So that actually is a really interesting one, right? I feel like Shadman would be a little horrified of the shit guy, right? Like being the shit guy definitely makes it so that way people run away from you. You know, like it's just like an aura of stank. So, you know, Airsoft Fatty would deal with feces, and I think Airsoft Fatty would win based on durability and physicality, but Pamper Chew would definitely clear Shad. You'd set a diaper on fire and throw it. Wait, how come Birdie's on the list but not Doodle Toes? I was just taking audience suggestions, and then, you know, if it didn't come up, I didn't put it in. All right, plus, I've already been at this for like 2 hours. Jesus Christ, I couldn't imagine doing this with more. All right, Bo Blacks. Dude, I remember when I spoke to Bo Blacks like once or twice, the motherfucker was always high out of his mind, okay? Bo Blacks is just kind of like this, like, I honestly feel like Bo Blacks is like Andrew Ditch, in that Bo Blacks has some weird, like, want to be, like, pathetic thing associated with him. I don't know what it is. Just something about Bo Blacks, like, resonates that energy out into the universe. And honestly, Bo Blacks doesn't have the money or the clout that, like, somebody like a Keffels has when it comes to anything, really. Or Keem, or like he's definitely, I don't know if he's walking corpse. You know what? I think he is. I think he is walking corpse because he doesn't have any physicality to him, right? So he has to rely on his social, and his social has gotten real bad. You know, some people don't know the struggle. Bo Blacks don't know the struggle because he's gonna be filtered early, dude. He's gonna be filtered early. I think he would clear. Nah, he wouldn't even. I don't think he would clear Synthetic Man. I think Synthetic Man would kill him. I think Synthetic Man would win. I think Synthetic Man would think he was a hero if he did that. And then he would be subsequently killed by Cyrax. You know? He wouldn't even make it to Brianna Wu. He might run into Brianna Wu when they're fighting, and Brianna Wu would, like, manipulate him into doing something that would get him killed. That's what I think. That's what I think. That's why I think he'd be taken out early. Because I think he's easy to take control of. I think he's got a smooth brain and an empty mind. All right, Wings of Redemption. All right, so we got another physical guy. All right, he's big. He's big, he's boxed. That's good. And he's kept up the practice by beating his wife, which is, you know, not good, but we take these wins into consideration on this list because we are fair. Woody tag team. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to say. I think he would clear a Jared Genesis and probably an Andy Pants. But I think Brianna Wu and definitely the quartering. The quartering physically could kill him. Brianna Wu could manipulate him into his death for sure. It's crazy how Boogie is what? Is Boogie higher on this list? Boogie is higher on this list than Wings, even though Wings won the boxing match. It's like spouse abuse or something from what I remember. And there's like a clip from Lolcow Live where he fucking swings or like pushes his wife over or something. But I feel like these two should be switched. Actually, I'm gonna switch the position of Boogie and Wings. That looks a lot. Yeah, but like, you know what? It's that. That's what it is. That's what it is. Brianna would destroy Wings, and Wings would destroy Boogie. Oh my god. Fuck. I don't remember who White Bowser is, so we're gonna do a quick search. All right, I'm going purely off of vibes here. White Bowser. Terminally online Redditor who groped a minor. Lolcow documentary. Can somebody explain this to me as like a YouTube short? Why do I need to like... why do I need to do
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
That's crazy. White Browser groped a minor. He's a predator, and he had a Discord with minors in it that he'd show hentai to. Oh, and he harassed... Oh, wait, no. Chris said he was the guy who yelled fire at a crowded theater, right? Chris said that earlier. He was like the actual guy who said fire. Oh, no, he said like bomb or something, right? Yeah, this guy's lacking. His mental game is weak. His mental game is weak, right? He's not even good at grooming. Okay, he got caught early. That's what it sounds like to me. This guy's not a manipulator either. So we got to go on physical prowess alone. All right. Bomb, not fire. Yeah, no. On physical prowess alone, you know, we're asking a lot.
Yo. I've been feeling myself, yeah. Ain't a motherfucking thing that'll come in between, cause I...
This white boy can't dance at all. He also can't... This guy's dying early. This guy's dying early. There ain't no way this guy ain't dying early for sure. This guy... There's so many lolcows I know on this, which is kind of alarming. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it's kind of terrifying to actually know most of these. But I think it's kind of fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. We did not put EDP on the list, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to say where White Bowser goes, right? Because, you know, he's freaky and weird. But freaky and weird doesn't get you kills, right? It just gets you killed. Right? And he's not built in a way or seems to resonate with that killer, like, feral creature human thing. All right? So it's kind of like it's like empty service, right? And it's like Synthetic Man would kill him more easily, just physically. Okay, Brian Mullins is like this fat, freaky roast games guy, right? So the roast games guy. You know, Brian Mullins would think he's a mental genius. And I feel like Brian Mullins is so full of himself that he would attempt mental mind games to win the fight. Okay. What if one day you end up on one of these, Diesel? Then I'll actually, I don't know. This is the thing that I just made. Brian Mullins should be one on the list because hear me out, psychic damage. See, somebody said that before you were here, Gilded, right? Somebody said that before you were here. The issue is, right, he needs to be able to, like, deal damage with the roast games theory, and confusing people isn't enough. You know, he needs to be able to act out on that in a way that manipulates another person to death or convinces them to kill in his name. And he can't explain the roast games. Other people need to explain the roast games. That's how bad he is at explaining the roast games, right? So it's hard to say. He doesn't move past Starving Child. There's no world where he moves past Starving Child. And he's such like a loser fat neat. Does Jared Genesis kill him? You speak like someone who hasn't looked too deep into the roast games. Well, there's nobody who knows more about the roast games than you and, like, Gallagher. Pirate would knock him out. You know, I feel like Pirate wouldn't be able to see it coming. Like, I don't know, maybe like Brian is just like better at arithmetic than Pirate, you know? Like just like it would be like a math battle and then Thor's head would just explode, you know? But I think Jared Genesis would do enough karate that it would kill him. Not because it was good, but because he was bad. Only Use Me Blade. I know Only Use Me Blade is like another like chronic, like debilitated drunk. But I do believe he was like, is he still around? Is he dead? Is Only Use Me Blade dead? I haven't heard about Only Use Me Blade in a while, dude. What happened to Only Use Me Blade? Hold on. Let me look that up. Oh, God. He suffered a stroke. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's crazy.
Do a triple in a minute, dude. I got you, dude. Dude, I'm Libby. But I'm not gonna do it.
I can't tell if that's a stroke or not. What the fuck is that? What is this? That looks like a stroke. Like a small stroke.
Yeah. I'll do a triple in a minute, dude. I got you, dude. Dude, I'm Libby. But I'm not gonna do a triple right now, dude.
What was that, dude?
Dude, I'm.
Oh my god, that's fucking bad. Oh. You know, I think Only Muse Me Blade is like, I think his days are numbered. I unironically thought he died like years ago. I thought he was dead. All right, when I saw people talking about Only Use Me Blade in the present tense, I was like, "What's wrong, dude?" Oh shit. Pretty sure something happened to one of his friends at his house or while he was hanging out with them. Ah. You know, I think only use me Blade. He's got like 2 feet in the grave, man. He's dead on the inside. He's unkillable until he isn't. I mean, yeah, everybody is when you think about it. You know, we're definitely in starving child territory or corpse walking, honestly. I think he'd kill Cyrax and Synthetic Man and Thor. But I think Review Tech USA is just in better. Yes, he hits his head and literally dies. He had his friend die in his home and like just hitting their head. That's crazy. All right. Look, Kristen Ark wanted me to put Cameron on here, so I put Cameron on here. I hate Cameron. I hope he dies early in this bracket. Oh God, I hate him. Realistically though, like if we're talking about physical prowess, like his social game is terrible. Clearly not that terrible, but terrible enough in ways that he wouldn't be able to succeed in a death match where everybody's on the same playing field. I brought it up and Chris said it out loud. You know, honestly, he's definitely a starving child. Like, he's literally built like a starving child. Like, there's no way he's moving past that. But the question is, which person in the... I think he would be outwitted by Brianna Wu. That's what I think. I think he'd be outwitted by Brianna Wu. He's like he's like silver, and she's like plat. Okay, in terms of like a manipulator. And yeah, that seems like an appropriate spot, honestly. You know, it's a fair spot. Shelbo though, Shelbo is definitely like a corpse walking, because the issue with Shelbo is that he's homeless and he's too infatuated with Pokebane. He'd be spending the entire fight trying to find a way to reach her, not knowing that she was never there to begin with. You know. Like, I think Shelbo is easy to manipulate. I think he's weak. I think he doesn't have much. I think he's starving literally because he's like a hobo. He's too crazy. Like, it would just be the end of him very quickly. Honestly, Andy might kill him just by sheer accident. You know? That's what I'm feeling. But what if someone told him that if he won, he'd get Pokemon, then he'd win? But why would somebody manipulate him to do that, huh? Why would they? There's nobody who would want him to do that. Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody who would want that. All right. So, we're down to the last 4. Please ignore the extra LTG and Jupiter. All right. Sneeko. Sneeko is in decent shape. He's youngish. He's definitely... I feel like Sneeko could kill. But I don't think he has any outstanding physical ability. Right? I think Sneeko is like average male. Right? Average Lolcow male. He's as average as they come. You know? There's nothing particularly outstanding about him. And I honestly... he's not that good of a social manipulator. Like, I don't think he could carry himself into a level of success, you know? Sneeko's a femboy. He'd be unable to resist Andy Pan's chase or desire. That's crazy. I think he could. He's definitely bridge troll. But I think he would be filtered by some of the more unique contestants in this fight. You know? The question is where? I don't think King Cobra just wouldn't be able to handle a like character with average stats across the board. But I think Breaking Baldo would be able to stop him because his durability is higher. You know, I think just by fact of using a Baldo, it would stop Sneeko in his tracks. You know? You think too highly of him. But listen, this is already the dregs of society. You can't get any lower than the lowest. All right, I've seen like one Tammy Hall TikTok, and then obviously I had Chris's description of who she is. Let me look her up. Let's look her up. And see what crazy ass shit she said. This lady is a witch.
At Indigo Sky Casino, a Hellcat is coming your way. Just know that. I will eat your heart.
This lady's fucking nuts. I don't like it. I don't like her look. I don't like her look. See, the thing is though with Tammy, right? I thought it was part of it was an act, but apparently it's not an act. Apparently none of this is an act. What the fuck is wrong with this lady, dude? She's also an addict. I have never seen a person with this kind of aura, man.
Sorry, my internet is lagging, so my live had to lag off. But I'll get back on in a minute.
Ugh, god damn. Oh, this lady's fucked up.
You'll know. Letting my fans know.
Dude, her hair is so gross. Oh my god, dude, holy shit. He's like an Adult Swim cartoon character.
Just let me know. Okay, I'm being shy now.
If you would like a short rest, I humbly request you check out TLO Roll Call.
I got this. I'm deep into stream like something joke about streams. I feel like she's gonna put a curse on me. Dude, this lady's totally she's got a cauldron full of meth.
Take 3 pieces of hair like this.
Yeah, she's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Holy shit, dude.
And you go. Damn it. Keep that hair out of the way. You go over. Like you're braiding. Okay.
Yeah, this lady's got a real crazy factor. This lady's got a real crazy factor. She's got like drug strength. Nightmare timeline Xylee. Oh. That's so fucked up. A lot of paranoia too. This lady's a killer, man. This lady's a killer. This lady's a killer and a fighter, bro. You know what? Honestly, I'm feeling like she could body, bro. She could body. She could kill. I think she'd be able to take out both Thorpes like she was fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator. Holy shit. So vegan teacher, dude. Vegan teacher ain't making it far, all right? She's like vegan negative aura. If vegan gains is vegan health aura, she's like vegan unhealthy aura, right? Like she eats like doo-doo caca even for a vegan. Okay? She looks like she's one bad day away from passing over. She's literally an old lady, okay? And she's too sensitive. Not only do I not think she has killer factor, I think really like she would just die. She would just die very easily. She's just easy to die, okay? But she probably would clear Andy Ditch, but Lily Orchard would definitely get her, for sure. She comes off as if Donnie from the Wild Thornberries was a killer. I like how we're still hung up on Tammy Hall, to be honest. Like, if Bo Black's got 100% a kill, it would be on Vegan Teacher. but simply because she's like, you ever see those like videos where it's like a fawn in the woods? She's like the human equivalent of that. Like she's like easy pickings. She's truly easy pickings. All right, the last is Drakenlord, and I really don't know who he is other than I know his name and face. But even that I have like a passing knowledge of this guy is kind of fucking crazy. Great, everything's German now. That's crazy. Everything's fucking German. I know he is a German lolcow.
Interesting. Hello guys, how's it going? You alright? Boy, we've got a wild... And he was left this house after his father died. According to Rainer, his mother and sister left the house immediately after his father's death to live with his mother's new boyfriend, though this is disputed by family friends who insisted that Rainer's lack of emotional control and his tendency to go into debt drove his family away. Rainer was left with his grandmother, his mother's horse Blue, and his dog. All of these things were a hindrance to him, so he shipped his grandmother off to a retirement home, his dog was largely uncared for and was taken away by animal services, and the horse was left uncared for in the field next door to the house. The early parts of his life should be taken with a pinch of salt, as the information comes from Rainer, who has been shown to be a liar, which...
this guy would die so easily.
We'll learn more about later. Or the information...
Oh my god, he's literally like, what? Wait, he danced... Dude, you guys remember that old video where it's like a bunch of like raving goths under a bridge? Those were German like goths, right? From what I recall about the video. You know the video I'm talking about, the old like meme?
It comes from his haters, which again we'll learn more about later. The only things that really matter from his early years are both provable. He was left this house and he lives in this village that has a pop...
Dude, that looked like a fucking Gmod map. Dude, this guy lives in a CS source map, dude.
Population of just 28. Shortly after the death of his father in 2013, Rainer...
Could you imagine living in a village of 28 people? I'd be lying if I said something about that doesn't seem a little idyllic.
Set up the YouTube channel that would change...
I know I spent like 2 streams talking about how I dislike driving an hour to work, and then also how I pass through villages with literally 10 people in them.
Change his life
but
forever.
Like, you know, like it's different when it's a European village.
As Rainer's father didn't allow him to use the internet, he had very little experience and was somewhat naive to the ways of the online world. A fact that would later...
Dude, this guy looks like he would be like a fucking like retro games channel.
...to come back to haunt him. His channel centered around his one true love, metal. Had enough and he was going to show the trolls who was boss. The trolls had gone too far and it was time to end this like a man.
Metal, Leute. Ich weiß, dass ein paar Arschlöcher da draußen meinen...
Metal-Luden. Eifenschiffen, Falfenförfen.
Ich sei das letzte Arschloch und der letzte Kasper und Dreckstag und was weiß ich alles. Ich habe heute einen Aufruf an euch, kleinen miesen Drecksschweine. Irgendeiner, ich weiß es nicht wer...
Irgendeiner, ein Schwein, Alfengeifen.
Ist mir auch scheißegal. Ich weiß nicht, wer es war. Irgendjemand hat meine Schwester mit einer PC-Computerstimme angerufen und gemeint, pass auf, ich weiß, wo du wohnst. Wer auch immer das war, traut euch, kommt zu mir als Schauerberg 8 in 91448 ins Kirchen.
Whoa, buddy, okay, slow
kommt zu mir
down.
und legt euch mit mir an. Ich prügel die Scheiße aus euch raus.
He gave out his address. He gave out his home address to a gang of trolls and invited them to come and see him. Not a great plan. At this stage, Dragonlord's channel was still small, so the consequences of this naive mistake didn't become fully apparent until about a year later, when his notoriety grew. But we'll come on to that later. At this stage, all that happened was a few pizzas were ordered to his house, and the trolling of Dragonlord was a niche pastime for the select few. This changed, however, when this forum, which translates to laugh already in English, started to pay more attention to Rainer, and he quickly became the site's largest lolcow. Unsure what a lolcow is? Well, put simply, it's a person whose foolish behaviour can be exploited to amuse onlookers online. Milked for laughs.
Gesundheit. Dankeschön.
I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
You guys notice how Greta Thunberg stopped becoming like a topic of conversation when she started saying things that the establishment actually didn't like? Interesting that.
hoffe, deine Kamera hat einen guten Ausgleich für das ganze Geschüttel, was du da machst. Aber vermutlich eher nicht, wenn ich mir die Marke so anschaue. Kauf dir lieber eine Nikon, die ist besser. Hat einen besseren Stabilisator drin.
Dragonlord began to refer to his trolls as haters, which is haters in English.
He looks like a trailer park. Dude, everybody we see in this is like a I've seen you in a show type energy.
And he started to make more and more content about his haters, which fanned the flames and encouraged the trolls. The forum quickly found the video with Rainer doxing himself and the Dragon game was born. This was still largely small-scale stuff like sending packages full of feces to Rainer's home address. The Dragon game really kicked off in 2015 when the trolls would go to Rainer's home and leave cans of his favourite energy drink at his gate. The term Dragon Bunker was used to describe Rainer's house, and the trolls would make what they called a pilgrimage to the Dragon Bunker. This all still sounds pretty harmless, but things began to escalate and soon this was the Dragon game.
Oh nein, der macht wirklich.
Ey, ja klar macht ihr das wirklich.
Das ist meiner, ne?
Oh shit.
So outside of being like a weird little loser, is there anything like particular about this guy that makes him like does he have like killer instinct?
Where's Jakeezer? Mom beater.
Listen, I asked the chat at beginning of the stream, okay? I asked them, I'm like, what do you want? All right, if they didn't say it, they didn't get it, okay? You know, maybe we do another one. There's clearly enough for a second list. He has been in actual fights. That's true. That's true.
Oh!
Why isn't he just like, does Germany not have police or something? Can't he call like the town fucking Burgermeister to get the constable to come out or something? Like, what's the point of like? Clearly, he's an idiot. Like.
To the trolls attracted more trolls like flies round shit, and the pilgrimage grew bigger and bigger. Rainer declared war on the haters with the statement, "That's it for them, they're dead," and he began.
If I recall, he does call the cops, but they don't bother because he did it to himself.
And to fight back. Be replaced by fresh new trolls. They would throw eggs at him, smash his windows with bricks, throw rubbish over his gate, vandalise his property and throw fireworks at his house, just to name a few things. Things got so bad in the sleepy little German village that the police refused to attend calls from Rainer and just pretty much left him to fight the haters. So
That's absolutely fucking crazy. Holy shit. Dude. That is crazy. All right. So he's clearly got some physical capability in the fights, okay? But the thing is, he doesn't seem particularly good at it, right? You get all this experience fighting and you don't get any better at it over time. That's kind of an L. You know, that honestly kind of puts him in a position that he's not going to be as successful as you'd think. Honestly, I think he's another example of filtered by the great sword-wielding Shad, you know? I think that puts him pretty low because he's not able to reach it. He's not able to reach that moment. You know, it's gonna hold him back. It's gonna hold him back. And he's one that I want to watch more about. Something about him seems very interesting. I don't know why. But let me download this first tier list. I think we'll definitely probably do a second one of this. I think I kind of thought it was fun. I kind of enjoyed it. It was a nice little something different. You know what I mean? We just needed to mix it up. You know. I needed to mix that shit up. But yeah, man, fuck, dude. It's kind of crazy that I even. What the fuck? It's not letting me raid people today. There we go. I'm sending you to the op block. Boom. Go say hi to the ops.